Okay, so now that I have somebody kind of on the same page as me, I have to further my statement. So, I grew up with a real butch of a mother. She emasculated men. She was a man hater. She fucking often wore the pants. Like, and she would always go head to head, toe to toe with her partners. And like get in like real fucking fist fights and shit. And that's the kind of butch mother that I grew up with. Hence, she she never taught me how to respect a man. She never taught me the different roles that men often do and the different roles that females often fulfill. She raised me to hate men. She raised me to box men. She raised me to be one tough ass bitch that emasculates the men around her. You know how hard I had to work to break that programming? You know how hard I had to work to grow past that, to understand that, women have certain places and men have certain places, and like there's a natural masculine and a natural feminine, and then there's such things as toxic femininity and such things as toxic masculinity. I had no idea that the way that I was raised to hate men, to like, emasculate men, to like be this tough bitch that, just bulldozes everybody. I didn't realize that that was the wrong way to live. You know how many failed relationships I had because I was this tough fucking bitch that, emasculated men and put men in their place and this and that and ruled the roost and fuck that. Oh my God, so many failed relationships and attracting the wrong guy and everything else. All because I was raised by a butch woman that never taught me how to respect men, that never taught me, the different roles and places that a woman should naturally fulfill, and then the different roles and positions that men naturally fulfill because of their masculinity. This butch bitch taught me to hate men, to go toe to toe to men, to fucking beatbox men. And it was totally the wrong way. And you know why she was like that? Because she never felt safe. She never felt safe in her femininity, and she never felt like there was a safe man that was ever around her. So she had to take on the masculine traits, but it ended up turning into toxic femininity. And it's sad that she never felt safe enough to be able to relax into her femininity. But the truth is, I don't want to be a woman that beatboxes men. I don't want to be a woman that goes toe to toe with men. I don't want to be a woman that emasculates every man that she gets with. Because it's not right. It's not proper. And just because we were taught a certain way of being, living, thinking, doing, doesn't make it right. And I know how many men I pushed away because my overt masculine traits and tendencies, all because they were coming from a place of not feeling safe and secure. And then it transmuted into toxic femininity. Well, by golly, like, did I ever learn from my mistakes? And did I ever learn from her mistakes? I will not be one of these women that emasculates their men. I will learn gender roles, and I will embrace what it is I feel that I should be embracing. And I will not continue to live the same mistakes that my mother has made all my life. Just one final point about why my mother ended up being the way she was and why she ended up raising me the way that she did. Her mother died when she was 5. She was murdered by her abusive stepfather. And her biological father was a drunk and a gambler and a mobster and a murderer. So she didn't have a good example of what a mother should be and a good example of what a father should be. So the way she raised us, all like chaotic and like, not fitting into our gender roles and, toxic, it's because of how she was brought up and what she was missing in her life, with her father being an absent mobster, gangster, gambler on the road all the time. And then her mother being a victim of domestic violence and also, you know, having late stage cancer and then ending up being murdered by her stepfather because they disclosed the abuse that he was doing to them. So that's my family of origin story. How about yours? And another final point, the reason that I attracted so many abusive, insecure, toxic men with drug problems is because of how I showed up in a relationship. Because I showed up as broken, damaged, and, you know, that toxic feminine characteristic.